I propose renaming this park to Guia Banks Park to symbolically unite the area's geo-history, which is not currently referred to as Aboriginal history. This sets up a fundamental design response to the site's historic and current context. I have assessed the surroundings at a 1 to 10,000 scale, where the red veins reveal exterior sound sources. While the sound is inescapable, the noise can be reduced where appropriate through non-destructive and beneficial landscape additions. There exists a growing multicultural community that will continue to inhabit the peaceful park sanctuary within the dominating industrial surroundings. The site's zone permits a 15 to 30 meter building height and is shared between coastal environment, public recreation, special activities, and general industrial. The entrance and form of the kiosk transports individuals into another world. The kiosk is a cafe in the clouds, and the mystery structure creates a sanctuary using revised paving and planting while referring to the 1,200 Aboriginal people who lived in Guia before colonialization. Through site analysis, the dichotomy of developing architecture within the settled down landscape or upon the surrounding scarred concrete structures emerged. This dichotomy presents an opportunity to utilize areas of disruption, seen at number 1 in the map. The revised master plan reiterates the non-human centric scheme to reinvigorate a stronger flora and fauna presence. The existing entrance points will remain unchanged. However, the external entrance point from the southern overpass bridge already engages with the site's loudest functions. The material palette responds to the industrial site context, which is inescapable within the park. Structures of unnatural materials will be clad in warm materials where appropriate to balance the difference between industrial and public comfort. These materials allow for large spans in height in the narrow location, which aims to become a landmark prospect. This perspective shows us entering from the car park. The kiosk sits above the bridge so people may freely enter or exit the park. The entrance will provide LED halo lights suspended between the kiosk and mystery structure seen in the distance. This design depends on the galvanized and powder-coated steel mesh that contrasts lightness against the heaviness of the concrete and structural members. The transparent architectural vernacular indicates this intended circulation. The roof is angled upward toward the bay with expressive lightweight sculptural antennas to balance the visual weight of the building from afar. Since Assessment 2, photovoltaic panels and shading mechanisms have been implemented at the car park to reduce urban heat island effects. Modular bathrooms will be installed nearby at the entrance, and the existing bridge will provide wayfinding, signage, and park information at the lookout point. The plans demonstrate the circulation of the existing bridge structure. The interior function of the kiosk is limitless. It would make a great cafe, bar, and/or restaurant without impacting the park. It is accessible from the residential context of a 5-minute walk or by the freeway's parking. The section and elevation are inspired by the cathedral qualities of the eucalyptus walks within the park. While most of the structures are exposed to weather, the kiosk, restaurant/cafe must be triple glazed and have exhausts with air purifiers to seal out the road's fumes from underneath. The orange extensions dropping down to the kitchen are movable suction vents, and the kitchen itself has a clear perspex surrounding its sides for safety. These construction section details document the structure's components. The horizontality of the triple glazing systems are expressed, while the roof slopes from 7.5 to 11.5 meters from FFL. The interior must be comfortable, and the lighting and acoustics are critical in achieving this. The mystery structure responds to the yonder cranes. It enables heightened prospect to view and understand the context of Guia Banks Park within Bodney Bay. The platforms cantilever off a concrete counterweight without physically touching the existing bridge. Symbiotic with the tower are the 1,200 people to define the quiet activity zone of the park. Nesting boxes are installed at the north end of the park only or onto designated trees, as angular shading will keep the hot summer sun away from the boxes. These symbolic sculptures work as a wind and sound buffer and will have lightweight mesh interwoven between each person underground to help stabilize sand dunes if required. To quickly finish are some interior perspectives of the kiosk in the clouds, which considers Hutchinson Ports and Sydney Airport. The red glass above head height accentuates the root's height by defining the horizontal plane, which also corresponds with the process of powder coating the structural steel. This contrasts the dominating blue colors of the horizon. I'll definitely go here at night, especially if it's a walk from the residential setting, so you don't have to worry about drink driving and etc. The space enables casual and formal functions. This is where you can order beverages and sides. The kitchen might also be the best place to work as a chef in Australia. The unenclosed covered area would be wonderful, which overlooks 360 degrees, and it's protected from rain or shine. And that concludes this semester. Thank you very, very much. And there you go. That's my 5-minute presentation, which afterwards it was 5 minutes of questions and feedback. The only feedback I got for improving this design is perhaps the restaurant could have been a bit bigger, but then again, it is a rather intimate place. And well, I'll just include, because I recorded some of the feedback, and hear it for yourself.
That Luke and I have spoken about, this structure in particular, that we'd actually like to see built. It's one of those buildings that it would draw you in. And you also spoke, and I think perhaps this is one of the first times I've heard you speak about access to it and how accessible it would be. And that further, sort of anchors your thinking, and it shows some clarity to why you have picked this spot as well. Excellent, sorry, go. And good development of your documents, really beautiful presentation. Cool model as well, really, really cool interpretation, sort of doing almost an X-ray through the site. That's what it looks like, and it's really well done. Thank you.
I kind of like the way that this makes the park more visible in a funny way, because there would be a lot of people who wouldn't appreciate the park is there at all, and it would just look like remnant bushland or something, which, it is. But it's also saying, well, we should come back and go and have a look and see what's going on there. I also like the sighting of it over the freeway. There's something, to me, there's something quite almost romantic about being in a restaurant above a freeway. And at night time, seeing the headlights coming towards you and actually possibly illuminating part of the parkland as well is very, very appealing to me. But it isn't just about the park; it's also about its context. And I really like that. I probably would want it to. I'd probably encourage you to make it a little bit bigger. So if you've got a restaurant there, you want to have a good number of seats. I like what you've done. I think it's a really nice thing.
Can we just see the nighttime perspectives of the fireplace?
Yeah. So what's going on here? Yeah, I'll go to the section.
There's a really, really remarkable mixture of technical competency and whimsy here, Jonathan. And I commend you on packing so much in. I think that you've always really gone beyond the brief technical understanding, so well done.
This has been too fun, thank you.
The pleasure has been ours.